says we're live. So if somebody can confirm.
Yes, sir. We live.
Sound, everything?
All right, Shalom. We're the brothers of our Great Millstone, a branch out of Des Moines, with our special guest, the brothers from Chicago. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rukakodash.
double honors to our apostles and elders in Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers speaking the gospel of truth and the sincerity, always in charity. Next, you see the title. It's entitled Spirit Like the Wind. So, Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, for continually putting the Spirit upon us to go into these Spirit Like the Wind lessons. And that means another week out the highways and hedges. And for Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai also for continually putting the Holy Spirit upon us to go out there to the highways and hedges week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this present evil world, to push forth the vibration of righteousness, the names of Yahweh, why Yahweh shot back into the earth, And this Spirit Like the Wind is pretty much inspired through a conversation me and the elder brother was having last night about different brothers with the gifts that they possess, So within this body, there's brothers with different gifts that were given them through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we ought to utilize these gifts to the best of our ability. So we're gonna start in 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, and we can just go down from there.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts.
Right. Now charity, that's the totality of this walk that we're in, man. It says follow after charity. Charity goes into the Greek word agape, which is a love piece. And that's a part of this labor of love that we're working, that we're a part of, right? Go ahead, bro.
It says, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy.
But rather that we may prophesy, to understand the words written within this book, to warn our people of what's to come. The speaking of the prophecies of World War III, of the implementation of the MOB, right? Knowing these different things to warn our people to turn away from these different things, right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2, for he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto Yahweh. For no man understandeth him, howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries.
Right, so now when it says in an unknown tongue, it's talking about in a language that somebody is not familiar with, right? You might go to a town in Mexico and all they speaking is Spanish, and you don't even speak Spanish. So they're talking in an unknown tongue, or they're talking in a language that you don't understand. So they're speaking mysteries, right? Because you don't know what is he talking about, man? Whatever y'all brothers got to add, go ahead. You got to speak up too. We in 1 Corinthians 14. All right, you got it, man.
This is back in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 3. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification.
And that's the key thing. You see, he that prophesies speaketh unto men to edification. You have men who are bilingual or trilingual, who have these different gifts that they're able to speak and actually interpret and prophesy in these different languages, man.
Yeah. That's the talent.
That's it.
And that's what we were saying, when we were talking last night about one of the brothers that can speak another language, right, other than English, right? Yeah. And so we were saying that's a talent. That's a talent. That's a gift from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to what? Show forth the praises, to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to be a part of that a member of the body that has that particular gift to speak to those, Israelites who also speak that language. Because some may speak, you have an individual or individuals whose bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that speaks all the languages, you know what I'm saying, under the sun, And so if you are capable and have that ability, that gift, all right, that talent, all right, to bring out the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and this truth in that language, see, that's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and what he is doing, and how the scriptures talk about in that 1 Corinthians we always get, and it talks about ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building, and how that we are laborers together with God, all right, with the Most High God. We're laborers together. And it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that we have the ability to labor with him. You know what I'm saying? To get this truth out, man. You know? And so if you speak another language, that's a gift. That's a talent. That's a part of your talent. So use it in furthering the ministry.
That's it.
You know?
Okay, quick one. So 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. You know, so ultimately, like the elder was saying, if we have those gifts, it's to be used and implemented within the ministry to further offer the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because if you have these things, if you have this understanding, if you can speak these other languages, yet you're not using it for edification of the elect, of the sheep, to build up the tabernacle, then of what use is it? You know?
That's it.
Well, I was gonna say that's why 14:1 that we started with says follow after charity. See, that's the key thing right there. So the charity is the first thing that's utilized. So now it's like, well, I got people that speak that language that need to know the Lord according to that language. That's it. So now going to that 13:1 that this brother just read, now just because I can speak those languages, if that charity is not in the forefront of my mind to edify, build, and show the love toward our people, what use is those languages?
You hid the talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You hid that. That's a talent given from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, to further the gospel, because every member has this lot. Every member of the body, and it works in synergy one with another, man. And we're one with Yahweh Shem Yahushua to once again propagate this word out here and to represent righteousness, stand up for righteousness, for the will of the Father, all right, and get these things out just like it was prophesied to happen. You know, I might as well get this. Matthew 25:14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods." All right, he delivered unto them his goods. He delivered unto them his goods. All right, and so each and every member, they don't just stop at the talent of knowing a different language other than English or other than whatever. You know, you just, it don't stop there at this languages. All right, whatever it is your talent is, that, you know, and
that the Lord put the spirit on you to do.
Yep.
Because I'm sitting here meditating, you know, just listening and just sitting here thinking, like, you got brothers who had this talent before they even came into the truth, right? So you were raised in a certain culture, or you were taught a certain language, and that's all the gift of the Lord that was predestinated for you to have.
That's right.
So you might been into herbs before you came into the faith. You probably was on your health kick. So now when you come into the faith, that spirit got on you more to go deeper into these things. Well, that's a talent, you know?
That's it. I'll give an example. Like me, I was an actor, and so, you know, I could, you know, speak well. And so when I come in, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to read. And when I read, well, I'm going to read.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I read, I'm going to try to, you know, it ain't even that I'm trying, because I'm naturally that as an actor, you know what I'm saying? And so when I read the scripture, I see, well, you know, I just do it in a way that
These are tones.
Yeah.
Like when you read the scriptures, thus saith Yahweh Shai, and you get in his spirit in the tone, the character of what he's saying. And then when Peter come and humbly asks a question, you act, you know.
Yep. And so everybody has that. They're just like the body. An actual human body has all these different members, all right, to work one with another, all right, to, you know, basically do the full function that the Most High God gave a body to do. And they all work together to do and work at its full capacity. And so the same thing with the body of Yahweh Shai, all right, we have our each and every member, all right, the ones that you can see, the ones you can't see, you know, all that, you know, it all works together, and we all need one another. You know what I'm saying? So everything can work at its full capacity, man. And ultimately it's going to, you know, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You know, but that's what it's all about. See, a lot of people, because when I stopped, that's another example. When I stopped acting, they was like, well, and then they knew I was into the Bible, and they brought up this scripture about the talent. You know what I'm saying? Which this scripture right here in Matthew. And they think that, oh, it's just a talent, that any talent, like a talent of the
Yeah.
world.
Like
No.
playing basketball.
Right. Playing basketball, or acting,
Right.
or whatever it is, a talent of the world that ain't got nothing to do with producing fruits of righteousness in the kingdom of heaven in this ministry.
Being able to sing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
These are all talents that's,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. See, but the talents of the world is not what the scripture is talking about when it talks about speaking talents.
Right.
See, it's talking about, matter of fact,
The interpretation of righteousness, being able to explain unto people how to seek Yahweh Basham Yahushua more. You
that's
know,
it.
that's the talent. Regardless of the language, you're teaching the people in.
That's it.
You know,
Yep. So I'm gonna go back to this Matthew 25:14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods, and and that's what it's all about. You know, these goods. It ain't talking about no goods of the world. You able to, make a car, or you are this type of engineer, or you can play football really well, or you, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It ain't talking about none of that. It's talking about for furthering the will of the Father and getting this basically the edification of the body. All right, the building up of the elect. Okay, is verse 15. It says, "And unto one he gave 5 talents, to other 2, and to another 1." So each and every member have their different talents and how many they got. But this is all to further the gospel, the good news. And the good news ultimately is the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right? A world full of righteousness is at hand. An eternal kingdom is at hand. This is what it's all about. And we're given talents, all right, to produce the fruits of righteousness and promote that. Not to promote, oh yeah, you know how to hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing to do with the kingdom of heaven and righteousness,
Right.
man. You know how to sew, or football, or
Yeah. But at least sewing you can make.
Oh, well,
money.
you know what? That's
Yeah.
you know what? That is something different. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
like brothers have artistic,
Absolutely.
they can make images and to bring the message to life,
Right.
certain
Yeah.
things like that. That's
Absolutely.
what helps the ministry. That's what helps forward this word. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Brothers, you know how to sew. Brothers, one of the sisters know how to sew. She sew a lot of our garments.
Yeah.
She put together a lot of the garments that you see. That's a gift that
Yeah.
was given on to her.
Spirit had me say, Spirit had me say so to be like,
Yeah.
oh no, that's actually one of that could be a gift,
but that all goes towards charity.
Mhm.
See, all that is sowing towards the charity into the glorification of Yahweh Basham Yahushua.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. So going back to this verse 16, it says, "Then he that had received the I'm sorry, I'm gonna hit 15 again.
So like, and a
Yeah.
lot of brothers gave up their talents of the world to pursue the talents that they had in the ministry.
That's it.
Because a lot of brothers could have been in the league, could have been in the NBA, could have had a record deal.
Yep.
Could have been these big shots. Could have been actors in movies. Could have
Yep.
been these big shots, man. But
Yep.
rejected that to pursue this career,
Right.
to answer this calling. You know, because a lot in the world, this must be my calling. I'm really good at this. I'm naturally good. I worked hard, and I'm even better. You know, I'm better than most people. That in the world, you're like, this is my calling.
That's
Until we
it.
heard our real calling,
That's it.
which is coming to this knowledge and like, oh, I got to cut. And then you start learning about yourself. Oh, I can do this.
Right.
To help the ministry.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Some talents that you could produce something of this world,
Mhm.
you can actually change that talent to now focusing more on the ministry. Even
Right.
like with acting, you know what I'm saying? You know, instead of acting and getting vainglory and doing stuff for the world, I can use that particular thing for the ministry.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it can happen like that as well with certain of the talents. You know what I'm saying? But long as it's really, hey, you get just like Paul was like, man, he said concerning the law of Pharisee,
Yeah.
blameless. You know what I'm saying? But whatever that was glory to me,
Kind of dumb.
yeah, man, I count that dung to win Yahweh Shai. So we not conform to this world no more. We conform to the image of Yahweh Shai.
Mhm.
You know? Oh yeah. But I ain't finishing this one.
This is Romans 14:9. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and things wherewith one may edify another.
That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying? God.
It's all about the edification of the body of Yahweh Shai, because ultimately that's who's being edified, purified, and perfected right now is the elect.
Yep.
All right, because the rest are blinded and born in vain because they're not accepting this perfecting process, which is the straight gate. Go ahead.
I just want to read the definition of the edify. All right, the edify there is G3619, and it says the act of building up, metaphorically edifying education. All right, so building up, helping, helping different things, whatever you have that can help the body, like you're saying, to help grow the body.
Matter of fact, for somebody real quick, get Daniel 2 and like 44, where it says in the days of these kingdoms, what he set up. Because when we talk about, the talents of this world, that's not setting up the kingdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got it?
Yep, this is Daniel chapter 2 and 44.
Uh-huh.
And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom,
Uh-huh.
which shall never be destroyed.
Yep.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
And that's what it's all about. And so right now, that's being established, man. All right? That's being established through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, through the Holy Spirit to the men that is now putting off the world, all right, and putting on, therefore, as the elect and producing the fruits of righteousness, standing up for the light. You know what I'm saying? Standing up for the life, standing up for righteousness, man, and rehearsing the righteous acts. And basically, whatever their lot is, whatever their talent, whatever their gift is, they're coming into that, And then, that's what each and every member have to fulfill their lot that was given.
Exactly. Well, the brother just went into the word edifying, and it means to build, and that's what's being built right now. The third temple is being built. So when you go to a construction site and they're building a house, there's people that's on the site that have different specialties. Like, okay, this man, he's the carpenter, so that's what he's here for. All right, this man, he's gonna lay the drywall, or this man, he's gonna do the windows. That's right. So everybody has their own job in order to help build this tabernacle or this temple, this spiritual temple. So that's what we need to focus on.
That's it.
My job is to do the windows. I'm gonna make these windows look good as fuck.
That's it.
Right. I don't know how to do the carpet,
right,
but I do know how to do the windows, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep. Hey, but then guess what? That's what it says. Iron sharpeneth iron. So we help one another. Yeah. Even another brother with their talent, you may not be as efficient and as good as this brother is in this particular thing, but he can help you know a little something about it. You know what I'm saying? And you can do a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. You teach him, and we just continually, building one another up, sharpening one another, strengthening one another, comforting one another. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's all about. And it's all about the kingdom. Yes. Not about, you getting used to a talent of this world and now you getting some glory just for yourself in that particular thing. And it ain't got nothing to do with giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And then his righteousness and his will ain't got nothing to do with that. Then this talent ain't talking about that.
That's vainglory. The glory here is temporary. Nobody's gonna Mayweather, he has glory here. No one's gonna remember him in the kingdom. No one's gonna care about him. Jordan, ain't nobody gonna be wearing no Jordans in the kingdom. That glory is gonna be done away with. What we're doing right now, this is gonna bring eternal glory. These are the second address. It says these are the men that stood so stiffly for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So that's that reputation, that glory is gonna follow these men for forever and ever and ever. You're gonna know. It says that they that turn many to righteousness shall shine like the firmament, like the stars in the firmament. That's a glow that's gonna stick to us for eternity for doing this. Sing it. It don't matter who the best. Beyonce, she's gonna be known as a demon. These people are gonna be known as the motherfuckers that was against the Lord, the motherfuckers that got burnt up, the motherfuckers that was down with Esau. That's gonna be their reputation. We want this exactly for a minute, Yeah,
kind of back you up. This is Philippians 2:3. Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem another better than themselves.
Now, see, that ain't nothing that
teach
They,
it.
they don't teach that.
You know.
You know, and that vainglory is with Beyonce, with the Jay-Z's, with the Lil Nas X's, what they doing. All of this is for vainglory, the glory of men.
Yeah.
Right? And what we doing is something that's not of men. All right, what we doing is something that's of Yahweh Shema Shai,
Right.
man.
Heavenly glory.
I was just thinking about these talents again. The Lord ain't caring about no talents of the world, man. His determination is ultimately the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he said, my determination, that Zephaniah 3:8, my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation and fierce wrath, man. What do you care about somebody who know how to go jump from the free throw line and shoot threes and do whatever of this world, run fast? It ain't about the what you could do.
Right.
What you got, brother?
I got something that says Philippians 2:13, for it is the Most High which worketh in you both to do His will and to do His good pleasure.
Let's see. Go ahead, brother.
God, like jumping from the 3-point line, doing all these things carnally is not going to do anything for this spiritual tabernacle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't give Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai no praise. You doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In Wisdom of Solomon, it says,
I got it.
Go ahead.
This Wisdom of Solomon 9:6. It says, for though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded.
Be nothing in the eyes of the Lord. It don't matter what your reputation is of this world. If the Lord's wisdom is not with you, if you don't fear Him, you're nothing to Him, and that's going to be seen when all hell breaks out loose. And Isaiah says, "To this man will I look." You go into that word "look," it's the Hebrew word "nabat," which means to regard with care. So this man is who I care for. Him that is poor, contrite, and trembleth at my word. That's the only one that the Lord cares about. It says that He has care for His elect. He don't care about no one else. Whether how much money you got, the wisdom that you have in this world, or the accolades that you got in this world.
Yeah, if none of your talents is promoting Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, promoting His righteousness, promoting the kingdom of heaven, then that is nothing regarded.
Right.
You just read it.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing. None of that stuff. All right. Only thing that means something is if you got some of these goods that were delivered.
Mm-hmm.
All right, unto the saints.
The real
all right.
talents.
These are the real talents. The talents that ultimately produces righteousness. The talents that produces life everlasting. All right. See, these other talents, they don't mean that. Matter of fact, let me just finish this. Matthew 25 and 15. It says, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to the other 2, and to the other 1, to every man according to his several abilities. All right. It says, and straightway took his journey. It says, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. So he was active.
He was working.
You know what I'm saying? He was using the talents that was given. Going back to the speaking of the languages, if you're not speaking these languages, promoting Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, then you burying a talent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you got brothers that's teaching in sign language. That's why you got brothers all around the world, even though they can't speak English, they speaking in the native tongue of where they're from. You got brothers all over the world that yes, they can speak English, but instead of speaking English, they speak in their land's native tongue, because those Israelites that got scattered there need to hear His word.
And we talked about Salakia. We talked about how Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is so meticulous. All right, he could, just for instance, this language that Mashah speaks, right? He could do some lessons in that just to get one other member of the elect that speak that language. Just one.
But it's needed.
But it was
that one
needed.
member,
Exactly. That's how meticulous. That's what I'm saying. So that's a talent, man. You know what I'm saying? That must be used to promote Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? To promote that, man. Because again, that is a talent. All right. Somebody, brother, go ahead.
This 1 Corinthians 3:18. It says, "Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, they may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it's written, he takes the wise his own craftiness.
And a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to become a fool. They don't want to lose their status. So that's why we don't get all caught up on these so-called celebrity Israelites. They're not finna become a fool, man. They're that rich man. He didn't want to give up his riches. He'd rather choose the riches of this world than the kingdom.
Right.
Like I said, there's brothers that's more talented than niggas that you see on mainstream and that's doing whatever they doing in their particular craft. There's brothers more talented than them. But they said, fuck this world. I'll be a fool to win over Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right. They said, fuck them talent. Because, hey, the elect are the most talented.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Talented.
Yeah.
And so you talking about carnally talented, and spiritual talents that was gifted to us.
Yeah.
All right. And I say us with hope. You know what I'm saying? Hoping that we be those men. I know that we are those men. Thing is just each and every individual will have to endure to the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And see, that's where it's like, okay, well, I hope to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's finish this. Matthew 25 and did you all right, 25 and 16. It says, then he that had received 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise, he that had received two, he also gained other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. See, this talent is saying hid his Lord's money. The Lord's money ain't knowing how to shoot the 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or anything of this world like that to promote your own self or, you know, anything of this world. Nah. We promote Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai first and foremost, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's righteousness, his will, and ultimately his will is the kingdom of heaven. All right? The eternal kingdom, man.
Just going into that word real quick. It says hid the Lord's money. Now that word hid is a Greek word. It's a compound word. It says rakto, and it says to hide, to conceal, keeping secret. Dang, you know what I'm saying? And at one point, and that's what when the brother, like I said, I didn't know he spoke. None of us in the nobody knew he spoke that language. You see what I'm saying? Until one day we were all just talking, and he mentioned it.
Man, that's a talent.
And it was like, hold on, what?
Right.
Like, I mean, I stopped everything. Hold on, brother. You speak what?
Right.
What language is it?
Yeah. And he's, you know, out of the, he like, yeah, like, nigga, yeah.
Did
You know, yeah, you didn't know?
Right.
Like, yes. It was like, no, brother, no. Like, we didn't know you speak that language, brother. Like, you speak it fluently? He said, yeah. Yes, nigga. You know? But that's his reaction. So it knows, like, it wasn't intentional. He's not.
Right,
you
right.
See what I'm
Yeah, no
saying?
doubt,
So
no doubt.
he like, you know, and encouraged the brother, like, no, man, hey, speak in that language,
That's
man.
a talent.
Speak in that language. You got people who
Obviously.
needs to hear that.
Yeah.
It's the reason why you was raised. That's a talent.
That's it.
So use it.
That's
You know?
it. Yep. You know, that's a talent.
Because
man.
you don't want to be this guy
That's hiding.
that's
talent.
keeping secret.
That's right.
That's hiding it. That's so now I come to find out. Hold on, how many languages you know?
Right.
Well, I speak 3 different languages. Who knew?
Right.
You speak 3 different languages?
Why didn't you let? No, I'm
Oh,
saying, you know. But it says, "Let your light shine amongst
That's
men."
what I was about to say. It's
You know?
like you're letting that light under a bushel.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Under the bed. You know, it said, nah, we let the light shine. You know,
Like the whole house.
that's it. So it
You
says,
don't want to be a waste of talent. You know, like they say in the world,
Right.
the dude was a gold ass hooper, but
Right.
he couldn't let go of the street. So now he in jail, and they call it
that's
what?
right.
A waste of talent.
Waste of
He could have
talent.
been great. He could have did all. He could have changed the whole basketball game.
Right.
But he was a waste of talent. So coming to this, like you could be that vessel used to wake up the few Israelites that scattered amongst those people that need to hear it in that language,
Right.
and that could be your legacy. Like, yeah, you was used to wake up these people, but if you don't do it, that'd be a waste of talent.
Yep.
And now the Lord's gonna raise up someone else to do it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. It tells you if you waste the Lord's money. If
Yeah.
you waste the talent that the Lord give you, a spiritual talent, right? It goes on to say, it says, but he that had received, verse 18, but he that had received one went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and bought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well, this is the goal right here, to hear these words right here. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the talents that were given you, you utilize each and every one of those talents. And within using those talents, you gain more talents within that.
Yep.
Because like certain things, like for instance, like these brothers that speak Spanish, you know, like brothers that's been here it is now that makes you do what? Not only,
More videos.
for instance, the only language I ever spoke was English. That's all I ever knew, right? But coming into this faith, what spirit did the Lord put on us to go deeper in the language that we was always teaching? So now we know the meaning of words. Now we know the different, all that synonyms and antonyms, and how all that. So it's the same thing. Prayers. So it's the same thing within these different languages. Because now you start to utilize them, you start to speak them, now you're studying them. Now you see how this language coincides with that. Oh, but that word, now I hear a word I ain't never heard before, but I know exactly what it means now.
Because I know the other word, the root word, or I know, you know what I'm saying?
You know, so that's adding to the talent that was given us, you know.
And then just like the prologue of Sirach said, in the prologue of Sirach, it talks about things uttered in another language have not the same force. So that talent also, like some words, you know, somebody may speak a little bit of English, but more of this language, so you can reach them better by speaking their language and hit those words that they need to hear. Because like some words you just can't translate. It's not a English variation to some words in Spanish. It's like you have to describe it to the best of your ability. It's God, you know, so by speaking these other languages, you can actually reach the people better, you know.
Yep. So going back to this Matthew 25 and 21, it says, brother, oh, you had something?
Yeah, Khan.
Yes, sir.
Khan, this is the book of Galatians.
You want to speak up to make sure it's catching?
Yeah, Khan. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 8. It says, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And it had me thinking about what the brothers were mentioning about those talents.
Right.
Like even the cardinal talents that different individuals that the Lord has blessed our people with in this world, they have those talents, but what? They're sowing to the flesh. They aren't using that for the building of the kingdom of the Most High. So it says, he that soweth to the flesh, it says, shall of the flesh reap corruption.
That's right.
So all that talent, they're all wasted talent.
Right.
They got great ability, but they're wasted talent. They're going to reap corruption.
That's right.
But it says, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So if we're using these abilities and talents that the Lord has given us to further the ministry, to further brothers in their individual lives, you have brothers that have different knowledge of economics that can help brothers in different situations that they're dealing with so that they could be relieved of different economic hardships, so to speak, so that they can have more time to the ministry, or they have less stress. You have brothers that have an ability to just, their type of spirits to where they can encourage brothers well, you know? Yep. You have brothers that do lessons going into, like the brother that's in my spirit right now is the brother, Spirit Wind Judah, you know? He does different lessons that can uplift brothers to have confidence, you know, and so on and so forth. So different brothers have different abilities that help each other, man.
That's right.
Like we read the precept, I believe the brother Arala had read it, but pretty much how the body edifies itself, you know? Like all these things are used to help build one another up in different areas, man. You know?
Yeah, there's some brothers that have a great business mentality. Like that's just what they was born with, and they can use that to help brothers be more on top of their shit when it comes to the ministry.
Right.
Just the way that they bring it out, and it's like, yeah, I need to do that better, you know. Right. Besides someone else, maybe that's not his lie. He's just straight up hardcore in the prophecies.
Hey, yeah, the elder brother Ariala is good with that business to really, because this is what it's all about when you talk about family, you know what I'm saying, and the true structure of, you know, what the scriptures talk about, how family and how it's a business, and you know how you would also just treat this truth, you know what I'm saying, because this is once again our vocation, you know what I'm saying. This is once again our just like our Lord said, I'm about my Father's business. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many, you know, different things, man. It's so many different layers of everything, of just life. You know what I'm saying? And that and just how the Lord, man, is just raising up, you know, his men, and this is just it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man.
It's
yeah. Would you
That was it on that.
okay.
I had a
You had
quick
something?
one,
Yeah.
because it reminded me of this Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9. It says, 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe unto him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. And when you go into that word fall, it's Nepal, which also can be translated into fail. So there could be certain things that you're failing in within this walk of life and within the ministry that another brother can help uplift you in, you know? Because you might be stuck in a jam, like the brother said, with motivation. You might feel like you're stuck in the mud. And here, this brother, his motivation is up here. He gets around, puts up a lesson, he's speaking to you, and he speaks that life into you, you know? The scriptures talk about the coals, right? How another coal basically will ignite another coal, you know? So it's good having the body and good being around brothers.
Yeah, especially when you have a talent, or a talent that's rare. For instance, like one of you brothers, you mentioned how pretty much everybody speaks English. So here it is, we're all speaking English. So how many workers is in that field, so to speak?
Right.
That field full.
Right.
So now I can speak Spanish, now I can speak French, now I can speak Italian. How many workers is in those fields?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now I got the ability to transition not only from English into this other category. Well, then those brothers got that.
Yeah.
That's a you know, even though I can speak the English and I do lessons in English from time to time, cool. But this area right here,
I'm more needed.
I'm more needed in this area. So this talent was given to me to fulfill this area that's there. Not neglecting this area, no. But understanding that this brothers got
demand.
that.
Yeah.
So this is in higher demand now, you know? That's it. So going back to this Matthew 2 and 25, I'm sorry, Matthew 25 and 21. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou.
So being faithful over what we got. What do we have? We have this knowledge and whatever abilities that we have. Being faithful over that, meaning utilizing it. Utilizing those abilities to push forth this word. And he's saying, because you've been faithful, because you did what I asked you to do, I'm going to make you a ruler over all my goods. I'm going to make you, allow you to have authority over many cities. What we're doing right now is setting us up for eternity, to have, talk about businesses and setting up for your children, your children's children. That's a goal in this life. Well, we've been given that opportunity to not only set up our children or our grandchildren, but to be set for eternity. That's what we're building right now. That's what that's the reward at the end of this, man. All right, to get saved, to be given a lot on this earth that's yours, and it's not no petty ass. It's not going to be no petty ass house. All right, he's going to give us rulership over cities. Okay, rulership over large amounts of land, and then as we grow more into the kingdom, we're going to start having rulership in outer space. Having like, this is my inheritance in outer space. All for what we're doing right now. It's called residual income, where you just constantly getting paid off of your work and your labor. You know.
No, you good, brother. It says, I will make thee ruler over many things. Matter of fact, it says, thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Mm-hmm. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. It says, he also that received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents.
Behold, I have gained thee 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. So even though this particular brother didn't have as many talents as that brother, and whatever it was, it didn't matter. We was all on the same squad. We was all on the same thing. All right, one spirit. All right, and that's what it's all about. It ain't all 5 centers, ain't all 5 point guards, ain't all, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has what they have, and whatever they have, all right, it is what it is, and it's all to promote Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai ultimately, right? So it says, verse 23, his Lord said unto him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou didst not sow, and gathering where thou didst not straw. I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. This Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sow not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore have to put my money to the exchangers. Mm-hmm. All right. So this is all about the gift that you're given, the talent that you're given, to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Yes. Yeah. To promote Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
You have to do something. Right? You have to do something. Right? Because even if your talent is 1 talent, you have to utilize that 1 talent. Even if you may think, oh, this is nothing. No, it is something.
Yeah.
Well, see, nothing from nothing is nothing.
It's nothing.
Right. You gotta have something.
You got something. And for one, we got the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You got something. Yeah. You got the earnest down payment of the spirit, which really is a level of spiritual power, man. The Lord has given you a mind. And the Lord, and whatever the Lord has gifted you with, however small you may think it is, I use it to what it's good for. Because some brothers are not speakers. Some brothers are amazing speakers. And the Lord has set it up in different camps to where a brother, scribes. I can quote a scripture, but I may not know where it's at. And the Lord has put brothers in my camp that I always had brothers that was like a scribe to me in the camp. And that's a benefit to the body, because some people don't want to quote it. They want to see the scripture. Yeah. Pull the scripture. All of those things are talents. Whether you a good reader, and I remember like when I first came to the truth, it's like if you hold signs, you ain't doing nothing but hold signs. Because somebody gonna stop and see that sign. But it's all beneficial to the work of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. But when you get stagnant and you just say fuck it and don't do nothing, that's where the problem's at. All right? When you just say to hell with it, I'm not gonna use my talent. I'm not gonna do videos, even though I know if it's just 10 people watching you, if you do 1 video, 2 video, whatever the case may be, but when you say fuck it and don't do nothing, that's a fucking problem. All right? And we can love each other all we want, but if we're not doing this work to the benefit of pushing this word for Yahweh Shema Shai, there's a fucking problem there. All right? It's a lot.
Yeah. It's 1 Corinthians 12 and 4.
That's the spirit. I got that right here too.
God. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same spirit. And there are. Oh no. Okay, kind of.
And you started one about what?
Oh yeah, kind of. That was kind of. I ain't know what to start. All right. This is first.
I think Jake was over there holding on.
I think all of us.
I know the brother Tazamah. Hey, Shalom to all you brothers on the comment board as well. Go out for tuning in. The brother Tazamah posted a couple verses on the comment board as well.
This 1 Corinthians 12 and 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren.
Yeah, we talk about these spiritual gifts. See, now when we read these scriptures, man, we gotta understand the price that Yahweh Shai paid in order for us to have these gifts, man. You know.
That's the spirit, because you have one talent and you looking at your talent like, man, that's little. That's fucking ungrateful, because the Lord had to go through hell and back so that you can get that talent. Whether it's 1, 2, or 3, that talent is more than the next nigga that don't have shit. So you can't look at your one talent as something little or insignificant. This chapter is going to go into that. Every part is needful. The pinky toe is needed for balance. For balance, all right. Your toenails is needed to protect your toe. The nose hairs is needed. It's a filter. It's your first line a defense when it comes to inhaling and exhaling. It's a filter for the air that's coming into your body, man. So something as your nose hairs is needed. The hairs is something as small and insignificant as that is still needed for the body. So your one talent is still very much needed, man.
Your eyebrows. When you sweat,
it's
the first one to stop the
sweat
from
into your eyes.
Mm-hmm. You got women that shave it off and draw it on. Then they got the sweat. Now the goddamn the eyebrows dripping. Now it's sweat all in your eyes, bitch, blind.
No,
you know?
as hell.
Even your eyelashes,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It says in 1 Corinthians 12:1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brother, I will not have you ignorant.
Spiritual gifts, not basketball is not a spiritual gift,
And just to add though, being able to speak these languages, like brothers would think, well, I was raised like this. I was raised speaking Spanish. I was raised speaking Mashal told us the name of his language, but it's a Sudanese dialect.
Yeah.
You know, and brothers are raised in this speaking that, so it's like that's not a gift. I was raised. No, those are spiritual gifts, man. So brothers that speak Creole, brothers that speak Patois, and look, these are spiritual gifts. Yeah. So just because you was raised speaking it, my mama speaking all day, these are spiritual gifts, man. You know, so don't forsake those spiritual gifts. Utilize those gifts. You know, so it says concerning spiritual gifts is once again our Lord Yahweh Shai had to look. In Ephesians, the 4th chapter, it says what he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. How did he lead captivity captive? He had to conquer death. But in order to conquer death, he had to what? Die first, man. You see? So he went through all that, man. He suffered. He bled. He went through that in order for what? For us to be able to interpret in these languages. You see, you being able to speak Spanish, that's cool that you know another language, but shit, Canelo do too. But what advantage is that for Canelo that he can speak English and Spanish? Right. He's gonna die. That's it. But because you're able to speak English and Spanish, or French and English, or German and Greek, because you're able to speak these things and also to interpret the goal and purpose of how about Shem Yahushua, that's the gift that's included in that, man.
Well,
you know,
look at Paul. How many languages did Paul speak? Right, Paul was used to do what he do. Not only did he talk to the scattered, he was able to talk to the Israelites who spoke Hebrew as well. Because he understood Yahweh Shah in Acts I think it's 26 when he spoke to him in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So Paul knew many languages and he used it. That's how he was able to go to these different places to the Israelite foreigners, because the Lord had given to him this gift to where he was able to communicate with them. Like the scriptures also talk about, if I don't understand what he's saying, he's like a barbarian unto me. So the Lord, why did the Lord give the men of the Lord the gifts of the tongues, the cloven tongues? All right. So actually speaking different languages is a heavy deal. Yeah. You know, because this message has to get out, and it's getting there.
Yeah. Well, each one is a heavy deal. Each gift, you know.
Hell, if you could write in Braille, shit.
Yeah. It also help you out in different situations, scenarios within your life. Because the Spirit, I'm listening to you speak. Paul, knowing these different languages, also got him out of jams at certain times.
Hell yeah.
When that Roman centurion, he said, "Can I speak with thee? Canst thou speak Greek?" Yes, I'm a Roman citizen. Right. So now he got favor in the eyes of that Roman centurion. Like,
you could do what?
Yeah, so these not only is the beneficial to the body and the edification of the church, but also to help you out of jams in your situations to the glory of how about Shem Yahushua in certain
That's gonna be some of the miracles. Brothers that's been speaking English their whole life, may find yourself speaking Russian to some Russian motherfucker,
Yeah.
and the Lord just put the spirit on you to say whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
say in Russian and get you out of the
Yeah.
jail.
See, now that's the miracle, and that's
Yeah.
the second chapter.
Second chapter, yeah.
Are not all these that speak Galileans?
Mhm.
Hold on, it's not these niggas from Chicago? Ain't y'all from Des Moines?
What
You
the
know?
fuck is you doing speaking French?
You speaking French.
It is
Out of
like,
nowhere.
it
You
is like
speaking clear cut Cantonese.
Yeah.
And when you go into the Acts, the second chapter, when it goes into the tongues, not only those languages, but it spoke about the dialects of those languages as well. So you might have, for instance, Spanish,
Right.
but then you got different parts of South America that have different dialects of Spanish.
So you saying
But through the Holy Spirit, you can speak according to that dialect, according to the region that they from.
like you grew up in the same neighborhood.
That's it.
And they
That's
gonna be
it.
like,
That's
what?
it.
And that was the miracle. Like
Exactly.
you speaking like you from
The whole
Guyana. Like you from right down the street and shit.
right.
Like
You know, the
saying
whole
the same
deal.
shit.
And it makes you comfortable too. It makes you comfortable. Hey, it's videos on
This dude.
it's videos on YouTube where it's some Jakes who go into the Japanese
Yeah.
restaurants or the Korean restaurants,
Right.
and they start speaking their language, and then they look at them like, what the fuck?
They surprised.
They surprised,
Then
and
they
they
ask you,
start smiling.
how did you know it so well?
Right,
Where did you learn it from? And now you're building a conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
And now they actually want to,
they want to,
because benefits comes with speaking a language of a people. That's just like they say, if you don't speak Spanish, they say you ain't a Mexican.
Right.
Right? But really, of course, they ain't got nothing to do with it. But it's benefits that come with speaking these other languages, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you start speaking it to them, and they say where you learned it, and when you start, we gonna be like, well, it's the Spirit, it's Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and then they gonna be like, well, what is that? And it could be a whole Jake that you're talking to the whole time. That's the reason why the Lord's putting the Spirit upon you to speak in this other language. And it's the same thing what we're talking about right now. The whole reason why you're able to speak this language is to preach in that tongue. It said covet to prophesy. So if you know another language, prophesy in that language. You know, do videos, do one a week. You know, and that. You know, if you already
Somebody
doing
gonna
videos, exactly. It says the word of the Lord doesn't go out void.
That's the point. That's it.
Because the brother gonna share it. I'm gonna tell you, the brother gonna share it, and you never know who
It
it
go
might
viral
reach.
and shit. Yeah.
Hey, you know, how did brothers in Alaska wake up? How did brothers in Germany wake up? How did the brothers in Africa wake up?
Italy.
How did brothers in Australia
all,
wake up?
all of it's by obedience.
Right, right.
Be obedient to what was given to you, man, and go on and promote Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai as the ability that the Most High gives, man.
Now you got brothers in fucking Saudi Arabia.
Possibly.
Possibly,
It's some weird shit.
Yeah, God, but
But we know it's Jakes all over the world, man.
because
Somebody, because even within that, like to be honest, when you know what I'm saying, and this is all, you know. Anyway, when a GMS camp just pop up here in America, it's vetted. Don't put GMS in the title. So it's the same thing with these countries around the world, man. So they gotta be vetted. So that guy just popping up putting GMS Saudi Arabia, nah, bro, that's out of order. You know what I'm saying? These things gotta be vetted and properly put through, especially coming from a country that's associated. And now we see the narrative that's trying to be placed upon us as well. So you know, we ain't gonna run and just grab. Nah. Let's deal with that imbalance, just as if it was an American city popping up with GMS on their name. We gonna be vetted. Hey, hold on. Who you talk to, or who you in corresponding with, and different things like that. So it's the same thing with these overseas camps that pop up, man. You know, so we shouldn't be quick to be like, see, not saying you was,
but then that's another talent, the spirit of discernment. You know what I'm saying? And that's just another, you know, just all the talents are needed. You know what I'm saying? And it's once again all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for that, man. And that's who is promoted, man.
But I know these brothers. Yeah, you in 12 though, right? Because we gonna keep going in 12. So for the brothers, you know.
But just basically touching on us being heard in every language, because we are enthusiastic about a new camp in a new area, but we're weary. But we do know that this has to be fulfilled. This is Psalms 19:3. There's no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. So we do get enthusiastic when we see South America or different other countries, because we know these scriptures have to be fulfilled. Like in Matthew 24, this is Matthew 24 and 14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So yeah, we do have that enthusiasm about seeing another camp, but we also know that it is going to be fulfilled, that it is going to go out in all those languages, that it's going to be spread to all nations.
And just like how the Apostles videos is translated into those languages overseas. You know how they got millions of views because somebody, whoever did it, translated the Elder Malcolm in the Apostles videos into those languages over there, so they can get the knowledge.
That's a gift in itself. You
That's
know,
a
translate it. Shit,
somebody
translate it into another language. That's a gift right there. No, because what? Because it can profit the ministry, can profit the body. That's what everything is for, to edification, like we've been reading. But that Corinthians, the 14th chapter says edification, exhortation, and comfort. You know, that's the goal of this ministry.
Yeah, I'm on that.
No, that was it. It's just that it has to be fulfilled. You know.
I got this. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 5, and verse 9. It says, "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people."
And tongue.
And that's the key. Finish that up, Bible Sean.
It says, "Out of every kindred." So like it says, "It has redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood, out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation."
So coming from those different regions, from those different countries that speak those different languages. But how does the blood of Yahweh Shah covers them? How are they redeemed? Where do it starts with? It starts
Faith
with
coming by hearing.
faith coming by hearing.
And how
Go ahead. Because go ahead.
There's Romans 10 and verse 17. It says, "So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God."
But how can they understand? Except you speak in that language. Because once again, going back to this 1 Corinthians 14, Lord will, I hope if the Spirit allows, we can go back to that as well. But it says what? Somebody that's speaking in the unknown tongue only edifies himself. He speaketh in secrets. So to somebody who only understands Spanish, me teaching in English, what benefit is that to them? You see? So in order for them to have the faith in Yahweh Shai, in order to be redeemed from those different cultures, from those different people, they first have to hear the word according to their understanding, man. So it goes to a man having that talent and utilizing that charity in order to speak these words in that language to redeem them from that, you know?
Can you jump up to verse 13 and read down Bible Shah?
Yeah, this is Romans 10:13. It says, "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. How then shall they call upon him in whom they have not believed?"
Right, and even in that, see, that's a quote from, I believe that's the book of, Joel. Yeah, it's in the book of Joel, you know, but it's like, you know, it's talking about those in Mount Zion, man. So it's letting you know when it says, "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved," it's talking about that's within the nation of Israel. Isaiah 59.
Like you just read in Revelation, redeemed out of these different.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. Hey, like it says in Isaiah 59 chapter, the prophecy is speaking of our Lord. It says the Redeemer, who is the Redeemer, Yahweh Shai. It says the Redeemer shall come unto Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob. So within that lineage, all right, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's who the Redeemer, Yahweh Shai, is coming for, right? So that's even letting you know that any of these individuals that call themselves to believe on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and following these words, they would have to be Israelites, because that's whom the Lord is coming to deliver, that have that gift of faith. But you got it, bro.
It says, "And how shall they believe in him in whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things."
Right, so that gift of faith, all right, which is a gift from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but what? They have to be taught these things, man. All right, that's why it's important going into what the totality of what brothers is going into. Using these talents so that what? This word can be broadcasted, so that it can be preached, so that all these Israelites that we're reading about, also in the book of Revelation that I'm still holding, these Israelites out of every tongue, how are they hearing these words? Somebody's got to be teaching them. Somebody's got to be preaching to them. All right, it says this gospel shall be preached throughout all the world, then shall the end come. So all these Israelites, whether it's an Israelite in the Israelites in Australia, whether it's the Israelites in Madagascar on an island somewhere, they're going to hear this word somehow, some way, all right, some shape, form, or fashion, for them to get hear these words, get that gift of faith, all right, and be redeemed out of all these nations that we're reading about in Revelation. What you got, it, bro?
It says, but they have not all obeyed the gospel, for Isaiah saith, Lord, who hath believed our report? So that faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. And how is that happening? By this gospel being preached in these other languages. Right? So this gospel has to be preached among all nations, among all people.
And the Lord give these gifts according to his will, because it's all according to his will. So he gives that certain gift to certain brothers to have that gift so that they could do the Lord's will.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like Paul said in the 14th chapter, to profit with them. You know? So you got these gifts in order to profit. What profit is you bringing? The edification of the church. It says to pray that you may excel in the church. And I think it's unto edifying, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
You know?
Because ultimately, one of my faves, Romans 15:4. All right, whatsoever thing was written aforetime was written for our learning. It's for our edification. All right, being built up. Okay, being purified and perfected. Going back to that.
I'll finish.
Oh,
if I just finish back on this. In that Revelation 5:9, and they sung a new song, saying, "Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou was slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation." And going into that word tongue, the brother, I believe he had quoted the definition earlier, but the word tongue is glossa. And getting to the point, it says the language or dialect used by particular people distinct from that of other nations. Right. So like the brothers was mentioning earlier, those different dialects. Hey, even a prime example. All right, you got brothers that are from the South. They might have some type of Southern slang. All right, and you got brothers that might have been up in the professional world to where they speak a certain way, and then people hearing these things is like, man, I could relate. You know, like just that alone. So you might not think that, oh, I can, you know, I'm special, but just the way that you speak, a brother might be like, well, you know, I don't really know English that well. I'm kind of from the country and whatnot, but another brother, he can relate. He's like, man, hey, that brother sounds like me. He might be more inclined, his spirit more inclined to watch that brother's videos. And like, what did Paul say? To the Jew, I became a Jew. To the Gentiles, I became roughly paraphrasing. Exactly.
Just like the brother we call Parable in Chicago, the brother Cord, you know what I'm saying, and how peculiar that brother is and how he speaks, you know, hey, it's men that's getting edified from that, you know, that brother in the particular because now there are diversities of gifts. All right, you have all different kinds of gifts, just like you have all different kinds of functions. All right, for the body. All right. Yeah.
I was gonna say for like look at sports. So brothers who watch football, who are football fans. Now, when you go to any individual football team, on that football team, there are diversities of gifts.
Yep.
So within that football team, you have an offensive line.
Yep.
Their gift is to run block, pass block. You see what I'm saying? It's to protect either the quarterback or the running back.
Yeah.
Then you have quarterbacks, you have running backs, you have wide receivers, you have tight ends.
Tight ends.
Now,
Yep.
as a tight end,
Yep.
you might have a gift of run block,
Yep.
pass block, catch,
Yep.
run after catch.
Catch.
So you got this one guy can have all those
Yeah.
gifts. Like it, brother. I'm
He can
sorry.
do different play different roles.
Exactly. Which you have some wide receivers who
Yeah.
can play running back.
Yep.
But does that take away from? No, that's all a part of the team with the diversity of gifts. Just applying it to something carnal, but applying it to the spirit, and that's how
And they're all needed. Like you can have the best quarterback, but if you don't have no good linemen, what's the point? That nigga getting sacked every time. So the lineman, he doesn't get the same glory as the quarterback. But if it wasn't for him, that quarterback wouldn't be getting them clean passes off.
Right.
You know, or you got someone that's just a punter. But he's important because when we down tight and I need someone to kick it from 50 yards, I know he's gonna do it.
He put that motherfucking between the 20 every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so now that's putting the defense in the best position in order to defend, in order to win the game.
Or you can run a fake. They like, man, this nigga, we gonna have to stop him on this punt. And he's so damn good that he got them thinking punt, and you run a fake and get a touchdown. You know, so that show you even just the kicker. He's not someone like, yeah, that's the best kicker, that's the best punter. It doesn't come with so much glory as the quarterback or the star running back, but he's still needed for that team.
Man, look at what was the dude from the Bears?
Oh, Devin Hester?
No, the kicker that was horrible that year.
I forgot his name.
Right,
we was blue because they let go Robbie Gold, and then they got this nigga.
Right. Cody Parker. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all. But all that to say that he was needed. He could have sent us to the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but just because him, you know, so every member is needed. That's the point.
Right.
You know. Because it says now there are diversities of gifts, all right, but the same spirit. So we're all about the same truth, the same goal, all right, which is first and foremost the promotion of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah and his righteousness and his will in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're about the same thing. We're on the same team, all right. We're about the will of the Father. And we all have our different gifts, all right, and functions. But go ahead, brother.
And it said what? All the same spirit, and it's all the same Lord. So it's showing you it's that same influence that's guiding the brothers, no matter the gift, no matter the position, no matter the office that you're within, you know, and they're all achieving that same goal, or they're all working toward that same goal, you know. But you got it.
Okay, now it's lucky. Verse 6. And there.
Yeah, he looked him up.
Cody Parker.
Yeah, it's
Cody Parker. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power.
Salaki, I wanted to get that word administrations because it says, and there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord, right? So administrations goes into the Greek G1248 diakonia, and it says service, ministering, especially of those who execute the commands of others. All right, and we executing the commands of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Right. Now, even within that, the different ministrations, like we went into that, the different roles of service.
Right.
Now, the example that's coming to my mind is going into the law, the different services that was accredited to the Levites. every Levite didn't have the same service.
Right.
But it was all toward the same
Yep.
goal and worship of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, you know?
Yep. Matter of fact, part of this definition, it says, of those who by command of God proclaim and promote religion among men. Now, of course, we promote Yahweh Basham Yahushua, all right, and his righteousness and his will and the kingdom of heaven among men.
Yeah, because when you go, like in James, it says that if any man bridle not his tongue, this man's religion is in vain.
That's right.
Now, when you go into that word religion, it means worship.
Yeah.
So we could apply that to the same thing right here. So when it says teaching religion, no, we're teaching the worship of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, you know?
That's right. That's right. It says, of the offices of Moses, of the offices of the apostles and its administration, of the offices of the prophets, evangelists, elders, etc. All right. So just it says the administration of those who render to others the offices of Christian affection, especially those who help meet need by either collecting or distributing of charities. All right. And we all about that charity. All right. Which goes into love, which goes into fulfilling the law, which goes in.
And it's beautiful because the 12th chapter, he's going into the different offices, the different members of the body. The 13th chapter, he goes into none of that matters unless you have the charity.
Right.
And then in the 14th chapter, he starts with the charity. Then he goes into what? He speaking about one of those gifts. And showing that the greatest gift of all is to prophesy. And if you're able to prophesy with another gift, as in speaking another language, then great. Utilize it.
That's right.
Because all that is going towards the charity. And the charity goes into the labor of love. It's what you're suffering, is what you're going through in order to push forth the worship of Yahweh Basham Yahushua and to edify the elect. You know?
That's right. That's right. And so the last one was attendance. Like you're attending your office and attending to it. All right.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
This is 1 Corinthians 12:6, and there are diversities of operations.
There's another one. Operations. Let's get that word. Operations. G1755. Energema. Energema. Yeah. So a thing wrought. All right. Effect. Operation, all right. You have an operation in your particular gifts that was given to you to promote Yahweh Basham Yahushua and His will and His righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Well, you know, matter of fact, the root word of that is from G1754, energio. All right. It says to be operative. Be at work. Be at work.
Be at work.
All right. Hey, we're in the work. Matter of fact, it says to work for one. All right. We work for Yahweh Basham Yahushua, and we work for the Israelites.
Yeah.
We work for one another.
Now that real quick, just to apply, because the Spirit is on me to apply the different analogies to each one we use.
Absolutely.
Now the one that I'm getting out of that is when the tabernacle was being built.
Mm-hmm.
Moses was given the order to what? To guide every man's in their operation of the building of the tabernacle.
Yep.
You had what was his name? Was it Bezalel? He was the one that crafted the gold and the broidering and the work. Then you had a certain man that was able to cut the wood.
Yep.
You had certain ones that were.
But then to say this, the Spirit has given them the gift.
Well, that's
the
what
Lord has actually given these men the gift just so they would be able to do that. So they was already ordained for these men to do that.
Just like Apostle Paul and the languages that, you know, he was setting them up for his ultimate, you know, function in the body. You know what I'm saying?
And it goes back to what exactly the scriptures that we're saying. It says that it's different operations, it's different administrations.
Yep.
There's different offices, but it's the same Lord.
Yep.
It's the same Spirit.
Yep.
It's the same energy.
Yep.
He read Philippians, the 2nd chapter. It says it is the Most High that worketh in us.
Yep.
To will and to perform His pleasure. So it's that same driving force.
Yep.
But different operations.
Yep.
You know.
That's right.
Can I hit this?
Let me hit a few more of these definitions you got. So it says to be operative, be at work, put forth power, to work for one, aid one, all right, display one's activity.
Ooh.
All right, you got to be active. All right.
This is Luke 19 and 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy until I come.
Yep.
And then when you go into that word occupy,
Yep.
it says to be occupied in anything, to carry on a business, to carry on the business of a banker or trader.
And we're about the business of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Mhm.
Just like our Lord said, I'm about my Father's business. We about Yahweh Shem Yahushua's business.
Right. And even when you look at a great corporation, everybody ain't got the same job. When it comes to it, you got the CEO, and from the CEO on down, he got his council that he talked to, on down to the actual foot workers and the managers and the general managers, and you know.
Hey, and guess what? You got some that clean the building too.
You got the
Janitor.
They're
You
needed.
know what I'm saying? They're needed. You know what I'm saying? If this is, it don't matter if that you was the CEO or that you was the janitor up in there, you know, locking up. You know what I'm saying? They have all the keys.
But the janitor actually, but the janitor actually cleans shit up for people to make it safe so they don't trip over shit.
You're right.
So they clean up things like in the factories. They say a clean workplace is a safe workplace.
Yes, sir.
So the janitor's job is just as important as the people that's actually operating the
The
machine.
scriptures talk about the uncomely parts.
But that's everybody's job though. Like everybody's job is there to make the next man's job easier.
That's right. You know.
Yeah.
Because ultimately we work one for another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I work for you. You work for me. We work for each other.
Because in Ephesians the 4th chapter, it speaks about every joint supplier.
Yeah,
That's right.
Spirit.
People hold it
Not
up.
that- hey, that's the spirit. I've been thinking about that scripture before.
Yep. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
And I know this brother, the brother holding something too. Right with this brother.
This is Ephesians 4:16. It says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together
The whole body fitly joined together
and compacted by that which every joint supplies.
and compacted with every member, every joint, every component, everything that work together, and it all supplies whatever operation and lot was given to that particular one. So now we are full and we know it all.
Function.
Yep, a fully functioning, you know what I'm saying, body that it's once again, read it again.
It says, from the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplies, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, making increase of the body.
Making increase of the body. All right, go ahead.
Unto the edifying of itself in love.
To the edifying of itself in love, because that's what it's all about. Is us learning and being purified and perfected, man. That's what it's all about. So we all have our operation, all right, that we must be found active in.
It says, blessed is that servant whom when his Lord comes, find him doing.
Yep.
Find him active.
Active. Find him so doing. And that goes into, being active. Active in the fight. Active in the faith. All right?
Yeah. Because in I believe the 2 Peter 3:1, he says to stir up your minds by way of pure remembrance.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into that word stir, it goes to render active.
It gear you.
It's like a jump start. It's like you take a defibrillator to somebody. Get them going.
Hey, but then that goes also into what the scriptures talk about. Well, what you deem a treasure. All right, because it says, there will your heart be also. There will your mind be also. So if your mind on a particular thing, you're going to be active in trying to attain that thing because you deem it a treasure. So if we deem the kingdom of heaven a treasure, all right, then we're going to be active in
it.
Yep.
It says that the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a treasure hidden in the field, whom when the man found it, he sold everything that he had to obtain that.
And he was active in that. You know what I'm saying? And so if we deem salvation,
all right, the kingdom of heaven, all right, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, treasure, all right, we're going to be active in trying to attain that, man. You know?
You read Luke 12:13. You looked up 19. Occupied, you looked it up.
Yeah.
It says it's about the Lord's business. This is Romans 12:10. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honoring, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. And part of it said, not slothful in business. Whatever talent the Lord gave you,
that's right.
You're not supposed to be slothful in it.
Yep. And we're going back to what we was talking about with the brother and that knowing that language. That's a gift. That's a talent. You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Wait. With the elder Ariana. Hello. Whatever you hear that knock. Hello. That's it, man. That's it, man.
I got this. This is the book of Exodus 36:1. It says, then wrought Bezaleel and Aholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whom the Lord put wisdom and understanding to know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all that the Lord had commanded. And Moses called Bezaleel and Aholiab and every wise-hearted man in whose heart the Lord had put wisdom, even every one whose heart stirred him up to come unto the work to do it. And that's what's happened through the Spirit. All right, the Lord has stirred us up, all right, to come to do the work, right? But in the spirits that He's caused to be stirred up to come and do the work, He gave them a spirit of wisdom to the working of the sanctuary, all right, to put forth to this ministry.
And then the beauty thing about of course, the Lord could have all of a sudden, I know how to work. I'm a blacksmith. Right. I know how to work. I know how to work metals.
Right.
But no, like that was they
craft.
Occupation. That was their craft.
Right.
You see, so the Lord gave Bezaleel that spirit to work in that what he knows before he was even chosen to do the service of it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that goes back to what I was saying about brothers who are raised in these different cultures, man. You was raised because the Lord had a plan already, man.
That's right.
You know, or you got a brother who was in a certain craft. Well, that certain craft was there to give you that extra talent in the faith. So now you can explain things better, or now you can read better. You know what I'm saying? Or now you can bring the scriptures to life better, like y'all was speaking about with the acting. You know.
Even with certain brothers with them talents,
like the apostles, like even the apostles being carpenters,
right?
Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlab, and them knowing how to physically do that and applying it in the spirit, you know. But you got it back, bro.
Yeah, verse 3, it says, Exodus 36:3, and they received of Moses all the offering which the children of Israel had brought for the work of the service of the sanctuary to make it withal. And they brought yet unto him free offerings every morning. But really, the point was in verse 2 and 1 and 2, man. All right, how the Lord had stirred up these men to do the work and those different abilities and talents that the Lord had already had it in their spirit to work towards prior to when they started working on the sanctuary. That was already ingrained so it could profit in the ministry. The same thing. Brothers had different backgrounds and different things that they were doing in the world that converts into this ministry to where they could benefit brothers. Like a prime example, like the brother Rala. Like I know that this brother, he has knowledge of working on cars and things like that. And the Spirit had it to where he brought his tools down, and it was all through the Spirit. And brothers needed work on their vehicles when they came down here.
And that's charity.
Exactly, and that's the point. That's what I was
saying. And that's the help towards the body.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a part of edifying. Yeah. Because now that can help me get back and forth. That made my life easier.
Exactly.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
So that you could now promote Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? You know, and because now you have that leisure time, you know what I'm saying, to do it because he helped you out. You know, and it's all a domino effect, and it all works according to the Spirit, man. And it's a beautiful thing, man. And you're using whatever it is. See, that was a part of a gift. That's a worldly gift,
exactly.
But he turned it over to a spiritual gift.
Like, you know what I spoke about women that know how to sew. Yep. You know, she was a tailor. She made beautiful dress. But now, in the world, what does that matter? Right. But now you're making all these beautiful garments for brothers, right? And to do the work to fulfill the will of the Father. That's it. You know. That's it. That's it. You want something? You want to jump back to 1 Corinthians?
Nah, this 1 Corinthians 12:6. And there are diversities of operation, but it is of the same God which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
You see? The manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit with them, man. That's it. You know, to profit what? To profit yourself, to profit your worldly needs, to profit your worldly glory. No, man. It's to profit the glory, right? The building and the edification of the body, man. Toward Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you know?
It says, verse 8, for to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit.
Now, mind you, certain brothers have all these talents we're going to read about. You know what I'm saying? But Paul is breaking it down of individual. Like, okay, this brother might have this talent, but this brother might not. Yeah, that brother got that talent, but this brother don't. Right. But none of that,
it don't even matter, because that wasn't something that you developed off your research skills, off your own strength and might and smarts. And no, it was all given. So that's why the scripture says, hey, neither is he that planted anything, neither is he that watereth anything, but it's the Most High that get an increase. And who is everything. Yeah, and the beauty is, even those worldly gifts were given from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Yo, everything. Even that. All. This brother being a mechanic, who put the spirit on him to do that? Yep. Women that know how to sew. Who put the spirit in those women to do that, man? Right. This guy know how to play basketball, or he know how to do this and that. Who put that was all the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. That's right. You know, these guys got these worldly talents. You speak about Michael Jordan and Floyd Mayweather and these guys. The Lord put the spirit on them to excel how they are, man. That's right. You know? So each and every, and how much more of these spiritual gifts, though, that we're talking about, you know? That's right. But I got something real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 4:7. It says, for who maketh thee to differ from another? And what hast thou that thou didst not receive? Now, if thou didst receive it, why doest thou glory as if thou hadst not received it? Right. So here it is. We all received this gift from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So we gonna boast and walk around like it's of our own merit that we received this, man? No. You know? That's why it says where is boasted. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's excluded. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know? But go ahead.
Verse 8. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another.
And we see this in the body today. For instance, like it says to one the working of faith. Is that saying that this brother got faith but this brother don't? No, it's not saying that. We all got faith. Because the Spirit is working within us all. What is it saying? Like how the brother Michael Allah out in LA, he said, it's on my spirit to motivate. I got that motive. He gives faith. Yeah. So his operation is an operation of faith. Yeah. Or you have it says one to healing. You got the elder brother Awar in Mississippi. Yeah. Or the brother Benji back in Chicago. They got the spirit of healing. Why? Because now they promote the herbs. Yeah. You see? So these are all different operations in the body that we can look at even today in our time and apply that. That's it. You know?
So it says,
it spoke about the healing. Things like 9 was
verse 10. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another,
the elder Kazak. How niggas used to scoff him. All he want to talk about is the chariots. It's so fucking what? Yeah,
salvation.
That was his. Right. That's the spirit of prophecy. Yes.
Yes.
That's most definitely a prophecy.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
that's
we don't get caught about it.
yeah, but
you get scoffed
and the brother got many more talents.
Many
But
talents.
the thing is, if that was just the only one, then that's what I do. Here it is. I'm Dennis Rodman. I grab the rebounds.
Yeah, the rebounds need to be.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Rebounds, defense, energy.
Energy. Yeah.
And
You know?
what about the man of the Lord who only knew the baptism of John?
That's
And that's all he knew. And that's all he taught until the Lord gave him increased his talent.
Yeah.
So fucking what? And so what? If the Lord give you something, continue to use what the Lord give you.
It's like on the softball team, you have what's called a DR, a designated runner. All he do is come and be fast in the motherfucker. Motherfucker pissed off. That every time somebody else, as soon as he make it home, he running for somebody else. They like, man, get this man off the thing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's all he do. So it don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Guess what? He on the team.
And guess what?
And he was active in his life.
Right.
And it helped towards the goal of winning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's the designated runner.
Yep.
Now somebody might ask him, how many runs did you get yourself? I probably got struck out every time.
Yep.
I ain't a good. That ain't my.
Yeah.
That ain't.
I can run.
But when that brother hit, who running for him? Me.
That's
Man.
it. That's it.
And we won.
That's it. So it don't matter
You know?
what your office is on the team.
Yeah.
You get the same ring.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? That's
That's
it,
it.
brother.
Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 11. It says, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
It's the same diligence, all right? The same diligence.
No matter your role.
No matter your role. And that's why the scriptures also say, hey, whether you were cold nor hot, but since you was lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. Hey, look, nobody has an excuse. Because it's men with 10 talents. All right? And that's holding their weight and doing what they need to do for Yahweh Shema Shai.
They got 10 talents, 10 kids.
10
And they out there, hey, you wouldn't even know it. Man, your brother doing lessons.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't have no kids.
you like, man, this nigga ain't got a life.
Right.
You know?
Hey, hell, it's some brothers who work. I think it's a brother in Mississippi. I heard where he worked 12 hours a day, doing 6-7 days a week,
There's some brothers in Dallas.
and they getting down. What's your excuse? You ain't got no kids. You ain't got no goddamn job.
No responsibility.
No real. This is your responsibility. Like the scriptures say, a man that has leisure time will become wise. Use your fucking time. Use your time. Hey, time is precious.
Very
If you
precious.
got time, use that time to read and soak up this understanding. Use that time to get up with brothers, help brothers. If you got a car and a brother stranded, get your ass up. If you sitting on your ass and the brother put in the group me, hey, I need help, or a brother call, I need help, and you around, hey, you using your talent because you got leisure time, all right? At that moment, you got leisure time. But if you taking advantage of that, man, you can't take advantage of it. Hey, look, we was just niggas. We didn't know nothing. We was smoking weed, committing adultery, living life like it's golden.
Gang, bang.
Gang. All that bullshit.
They didn't let the GDs in the
They didn't let the G's in, you know what I'm saying? You know, point him out, knock him out shit. You know what I'm saying? And now here the Lord, not of our own doing, like the scriptures say, you didn't chose me, but I've chosen you. And the Lord has given us this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And to not apply what the Lord has given you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit.
That shows in a lack of appreciation. That's
Suspend the
openly
face.
You know?
Well, you just quoted it and said, you have not chosen me, I have chosen you and ordained you to bring forth fruit when you finish reading down on that verse. We've been ordained to bring forth fruit in this ministry. He didn't call us to sit on our eyes. He didn't call us to twiddle our thumbs. He called us to bring forth fruit. He called us to produce. As scripture say in the book of Sirach and in the law, it says, come not before the Lord empty-handed. So he's given us this talent, and when he returns, we can't just return with this same talent with nothing else added onto it. That's what we was just reading in the book of Matthew. All right? He's expecting a return. He's expecting some fruit. He's expecting some product when he returns, like the tree. You don't want to be that tree that had no type of produce,
Right.
had no type of fruits. The Lord's going to wither your ass away.
Hey, he expecting some righteousness.
Exactly.
What you come on now?
So what'd you do with what I gave you?
That's right. And produce the fruits of righteousness. It don't matter, you know, how much you did or didn't do, but produce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To the ability that was given to you. That's it. To show that, hey, you know what? I wasn't on the weaker nature. I wasn't about that. I was about you. You know, about the Father. All right? Go ahead.
And if you don't produce, you're gonna be taken off. Yeah, you're gonna be taken out. You're gonna be. It talks about Luke 13. That tree, it had no fruits. And
Right.
the Lord's like, get rid of it. Then his servant was like, well, I'll dung it about, and we'll wait a year and give it a chance. The brothers don't just, or men that fell out, they didn't just fall out instantly. It was a process. You was given a chance. A brother came and told you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, and you've been given a chance, the opportunity to bring forth that fruit. And then after months, and we keep telling you the same thing, and it's like, okay, now at this point, you got to just go.
That's it.
And that's what the Lord, the analogy that the Lord was giving in Luke the 13th chapter. He said, okay, I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a whole another year. Do everything that you can so that when I do come back, it'll bring forth that fruit. It gave you the nutrients, the water, gave extra special attention to that tree. But then when he came back, it was nothing. So he said, why cumbereth it the ground? Why is it even here?
That's it.
It's not producing shit. So cut it the fuck down. And guess what? We're gonna plant another tree in its stead.
That's it.
That's gonna bring forth fruit. Obviously, the seed is corrupt.
Hey, and the Lord talked about that plant that he had planted. He said, with much labor have I made it perfect. All right? Because you're being cultivated. You know what I'm saying? Into our culture, which is life. Our culture, which is righteousness. Our culture, which is complete and total obedience to the Most High God, man. That's our culture, and that's what we're being purified and perfected to be, man. You know, so those that is not, you know, producing those fruits of righteousness, man. You know, then hey, you're not learning. You were born in vain. What you here for? You know, then you're gonna be cast into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All right. So we're in the business of encouraging right now and edifying right now as we speak. All right. Not only for, you know, the edification of the camera and those who's watching, but ourselves first and foremost.
As a
You know what I'm
reminder.
saying?
Yeah, as a reminder.
Yeah.
Hey, even in that what Yeshaya was quoting in that Luke where it talks about the tree. Even in that parable, I think it was the parable that Yeshaya was quoting, the dung about it. What's so heavy about that is because he said that tree wasn't bearing fruit for 3 years. All right, and then that's when he was like, all right, we're gonna cut it down. He was like, nah, we're gonna give it another year, and that's the 4th year. That's mercy. So it's showing you, just tying into what the brother was saying, that the Lord gives that mercy to where it's like, okay, to where the Lord will have it to where you get more free time. All right, any excuse that we could have made to where we weren't doing, well, I couldn't do the work because of this, or I couldn't serve the Lord, I couldn't use my talent. The Lord will make a way. It's like, okay, let me remove that, and let's see what you want to actually do. Now that I remove that,
every excuse you use, right? The Lord will be like, okay, now, okay, there you go. Oh, I ain't got time. It's my woman. Now the Lord calls you to argue with your woman. Now y'all separated.
You ain't got a woman.
Boom. Yeah, brother, but my job. Yep. Now your job lost the contract. Now you laid off. Right. Oh, yeah, brother, my car. Hey, you see what I'm saying? Like, no, the Lord is making ways. Oh, is that the reason why? Okay, let me help you. Oh, it's something else? Let me help you there. And then all of a sudden you keep making these excuses, then, you know, eventually what's going to happen, man? Hey, the scariest thing, Joe, is, so just to finish, the scariest thing, man, hey, Yahushua walked up to that fig tree, Joe, it had no fruit. He cursed it immediately, bro. Immediately, man. He came to that tree and he was expecting the fruit on that tree.
So sometimes the Lord can show mercy. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck?
And that's the scary thing right there, man.
What the fuck are you doing?
You know,
you've been doing this all, and that's really show you in its truth that you gotta grow, man. Right? You gotta grow, and you know what growing gonna do? It's gonna show on your outward appearance. You may not notice it because you the motherfucker grown. You know what I mean? But everybody you are the brother that's growing. You know what I mean? So when other brothers look at you, through the spirit, they're like, oh, that brother getting mature, he getting wise, he take care of his business, he doing X, Y, Z. And that's the spirit actually, like the scriptures say, not in my presence only, but how much more in my absence. So what you doing when you're not around brothers, when it's just you and the Lord is right there watching you. All right? What you doing with your time? When you could have, instead of taking that nap that turned into you going to sleep for 4 hours and you ain't did no videos for the week. You know what I'm saying? When you instead of going to camp, you went out with the family. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was a saying, you know, back when I was acting, hone your craft.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Get better. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they was encouraging me to learn a different lesson because I was light skinned and shit. So it was like, man, you could play somebody who's Latino. You could play an Arab. You could play, man, if you learn Spanish, man, there's so many more roles to open up for you. And I was considering it. You know what I'm saying? But I never did. Right. But you know, it's still a thing of, you know, whatever you good at. Hey, guess what? Just like we were speaking of this weekend at the camp, like, and like I've been taught myself, like, hey, what do you bring into the table? What is your talent? Pray to the Lord to find that out. What's your lot? What's your talent? What you bring into the edification of the body, the building up of the body. You know what I'm saying? What is it? And so then you find that out. You know what I'm saying? And then you hone that. All right. If the Lord give you, you know, another little talent or whatever, here and there, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We hone that. You know what I'm saying? By steady working on it. You know what I'm saying? And scriptures talk about that leisure time to have that ability to do that. But even still, no matter what, no matter how much time you get, you know, our first and foremost thing is this work right here, man. All right.
I know what the elder was on 1 Corinthians, but he stepped out. If the brother want to pick that up, yeah, pick that up.
It's first.
We was in like verse 9 or verse 10.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9. Verse 10, it says, to another the working of miracles, and to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the self-same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will.
That's it, you know, severally as he will. So each man received a different talents, you know, to profit with them, you know, to all add to the glorification of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, to the building of the body. What you got it, bro?
For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach Yahweh Shai. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not the body, is it therefore not of the body?
That's how weird a motherfucker would be if he had his eyeball in his goddamn ear. You'd be like, look, nigga, say, huh? Like, that's shit weird as hell, right? You know, so Paul is explaining, like, you know,
if you was just one big eyeball.
Yeah.
Like just, but you just an eyeball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The hair on his head. Yeah. You got one big ass eyeball with a fade. Like, nah, bro. You know?
Even with that scripture, another thing is comparing yourself, you know? Because a lot of times you might look at another brother and his talents and his lot, and you say, man, I'm not this and I'm not that. But that's not the point. The point is you executing your lot and your talent to the best of your ability. Because it says what? It's the eyeball is gonna say, oh, because I'm not the ear. No, not just because I don't got the same spirit as this brother. That means fucking I ain't shit.
No, it ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact,
right.
Go ahead.
The players that think it's about them and not about the team.
Hey, can't win with them.
Can't do it.
Can't coach them.
Can't play with them. Can't do it.
Can't do it. and that was a spiritual rant that man had.
Yeah.
He was
sold out for the team, man.
Yes,
He was like
man.
saying, "Hey, this is for the team. This is for the body, man." You know what I'm saying?
He had one player who felt like his role or his position was greater than the rest of the team, man.
Right.
You know?
That's not a winning mentality, man. Because the only way you win is with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua say, "Hey, man, I've sent, men. I've set up these men." You know what I'm saying? And this is, hey, you can't do it by yourself. Brother brought that scripture out earlier, man. You know? And so he said, "I want winners."
Bro, we said can't win with them. Can't coach, can't do it.
That's it.
Verse 17, 1 Corinthians 12 and 17. If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now hath Yahweh set the members, every one of them in the body, as it hath pleased him.
As it has
Pleases
pleased him. So the Most High chose each and every last one of our position in this body.
That's it.
So your role is important.
Very.
If he gave you that role, then your role is important. If he told me to sweep, then I'm gonna sweep like a motherfucker. I don't got an office, but I'm gonna sweep the fuck out of this floor.
I'm gonna be known for this sweeping. When the rest of the body come in, they're gonna be like,
Who swept this motherfucker?
He did it in 5 minutes. You know? So whatever your office is, man.
That's it.
Because it's to the glorification of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says, "Whatsoever thy hand finds to do it with all thy might." This is to the glory of the Lord, man.
That's it.
So it don't matter what your role is, man. It's to the glory of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Guess what? You sweeping the floors. Guess what your reward is going to be?
First penny.
Come on now, man. You have been faithful over the little. That's something smart, you know.
You get the same reward as the CEO or the one that got the biggest office.
That's
you get the same reward
That's
because
it.
you was diligent in your sweeping.
That's it.
Just sweeping. That's right. There you go, man. Lord is rough.
Yeah. It says that if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members,
Many members.
yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. For again, the head,
No. That's used. This example that Paul is giving. You ain't got no hands.
How you gonna grab?
So the eye gonna be like, I'll pick it up. Nigga, no.
Yeah.
So the eye can't be the hand, nigga. You got a hand. Nigga, my eye can't pick this cup up and put it to my mouth in order for me to drink.
Right. Yo, I see that cup.
Yeah.
But see, without my hands, that's all he doing.
Yeah.
That's it. Now the rest of my body thirsty than a
This
hoe.
motherfucker.
My eyes see it. Nigga, I'm hurt though. You know, everything is needed, man.
Yeah.
Needed.
So you can't say as the eye, you can't say you're not needed because the head said, no, I'm pleased to have that part. You know, we just read it that each part
Right,
is pleasing to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So that the head is pleased to have this particular body part. Another part of the body can't. We don't need that. The Lord clearly said it's needed. He said he's pleased with it. So we just gotta focus on our role, focus on our job, our duty.
It wouldn't be there if it wasn't needed.
Right, exactly. Because Lord don't waste nothing.
Right.
He's very resourceful.
Right. He don't just do nothing.
Let me just add this nose.
Here it is. Let's do this.
Esau say you don't need your tongue. Or this nigga say, oh, well, you don't need 3 feet of urine testing.
Yeah. You just need one kidney, really.
You know, you don't need these things. No, these things are, it's the reason it's in the body.
That's it.
And it's like you got 2 lungs. If one of your lungs collapses, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
It's over.
You got to be that white blood cell, man. You know what I'm saying? It turns into whatever that body's lacking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But look, some brothers are white blood cells.
Yeah.
That goes back to those brothers that have all the talents.
Yeah.
But if you the red blood cell, my nigga, don't try to be a white blood cell. You see what I'm saying?
You ain't supposed to deliver oxygen.
Yeah.
We play our role. You know?
Yeah, because different cells have different offices. And
Right.
Even the stem cell. Now, a stem cell is able to, and this is your body reproduces these stem cells when you fast. Especially if you go on longer periods of fasting, it starts producing these stem cells, which can change into any cell that you're lacking. Like the brother was going into, if you're lacking brain cells.
That's how your body able to heal itself.
Exactly.
Your body can heal itself faster and better when you're in the fasted state.
Mhm. So that's the goal. The goal is to be one of those cells. That's the build up. But at the same time, everybody has their own office. That don't. At the same time, you can't get complacent. Yeah, this is all I can do. Yeah, this right now, this is all I can do. But I'm working on doing these other things so I can be efficient in those areas also, just in case. So it's like I'm not just depending on this one person to do it. I can also build myself up. So if I need to, I can fill in that office for another brother if he's not around or if he's traveling. So now I can pick up that office and be that substitute. You know, being able to do that. That's a valuable employee. Like this is a business, right? When you go to if you're in the warehouse, someone that can drive the forklift, but he can also go and load this up, or he can also run this or whatever. That's someone that they're gonna value much more at that job, at that business, because he can go into different parts of the building and be productive, man. So that's how we want to be. All right, we want to be. Yeah, I can. If I need to be, I can be the speaker. At the same time, if I need to be, I'll hold a sign. I'll be on camera, or whatever it may be.
Whole post,
Yeah, a whole post and make sure I'm actually focused on what's going on around us, because that's a heavy job. Just because you're not on camera and you're not the main one speaking, you seeing everything else that the main speaker is not seeing for the protection of the camp. Exactly. So where he don't have to, he can fully focus on just teaching, because he knows he got. It's like the with the quarterback. I'm focused. I'm not worried about this nigga running up because my man's just holding him down. You know, so I can focus on my job, my office, much more better if you're focusing on your job in your office. That's what's gonna allow the body to flow at its highest, at its peak.
Execute the play.
Exactly.
You know, each play. You know, and that's pretty much taking it day by day. Just like how a football team take it play by play, down by down. You know, so it's day by day. Let's execute the play as it is written. Where's the plays written? In the Holy Scriptures. That's right. You know, so each one of us got a role. So the role of the quarterback is to find the open man. Yep. What's the role of the receivers? It's to get open so we can execute the plan or the play. You know, but you got it, bro.
It's 1 Corinthians 12:21 again. It says, "And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary." They're necessary. And there's in bigger camps, there's brothers that you don't even see too often. They may be on the camera most of the time. He's necessary.
But guess what? What's not seen on camera? Like, because for instance, like you will see like you said, you got a major camp. And you will see a few brothers all the time. So you looking like, man, you hold honor to those brothers. But the brothers that get the less or the less airtime, so to speak, or that you don't know too much about, those men are a lot of times are the ones that's doing the most charity within the camp. Because those men are the ones that's driving the men around. Those men are the ones that's at brothers' houses and helping and moving and doing these necessary things. You know, so that's why it says what? Upon them we bestowed a more abundant honor. You know,
they pretty much a servant to the brother.
Mm-hmm. It says, "And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness."
Right, because you would be surprised just what that brother doing, how easy it is for the functioning of the whole camp.
How important he is to that camp.
Exactly.
He's not the main one on the camera, but he's very important to the upkeep of that camp.
Exactly. That's the key word, the upkeep or the maintenance of that camp, you know?
It says, "For our comely parts have no need, but Yahweh by Shem Yahushai have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to the part which lacked, that there should be no schism in the body."
No rent or division.
Share,
you know?
It says, "But that the members should have the same care one for another." It's because you want every body part to be healthy, you know?
I mean, when you're in the shower, you washing yourself, what do your hands do? It washes your whole body. So you have care, it's care for the whole, you know? So it's the same thing within this walk of ours, man. You know, each member have a care, or each body part has a care of the next, you know?
It says, verse 26, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. So if you have an earache or something, and it could be a toothache, that affects your whole body. All right, you got your foot, that affects the whole body. Now the other bodies have to work even harder, or the other body parts have to work even harder. Now the other body parts have to work even harder, and then that pain even it's like, damn, that shit. My ear hurts, but now it's like other parts are starting to make up. Now my head hurts also. I'm in so much pain. Or my tooth, I have a toothache, but that shit's giving me a headache now.
You gotta put sometimes you gotta put fucking earbuds in your ears. Because the air will get into your ear, irritate your ear, your teeth, your head, your eyes. Right. You know what I'm saying? You get dizzy. It fuck you up.
And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it.
That's it.
That's a true body right there. Because there's some so-called bodies, these other camps, or just anything like one person will be getting some type of praise, and there's niggas like, man, who is this guy? Crazy. If one of us getting praised, like, hey, it's all called about shot.
But once again, I like it. Look at the sports. You got one guy, I could have caught that touchdown, but nigga, we on the team.
Don't matter who caught it.
That's a point.
Right.
I could have shot that 3. I should have got the winning shot. Nigga, did we win the title?
Right.
You in the corner. Hey, we celebrate. We won the title. You in the corner because you didn't take the winning shot.
Yeah.
Right. But nigga, you won, right?
You got a ring. Hoes trying to get at you after the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you didn't take the winning shot. So because this brother got the winning shot and everybody hold him up on the shoulders, you in the corner, mad than a hoe.
And that's wicked as hell. That's the spirit of Saul. You know, Saul was jealous because he wasn't getting the same exactly. But hey, we in the same army.
But he got his praise still though. And being content with whatever, you know.
You wasn't killing 10,000s of people. But you was still knocking out 1,000 of them motherfuckers.
Praise,
so that's what you was doing.
Shit's still wrong.
Exactly. But you jealous because you not, you know. That's that jealousy, covetous, man. No, we all won. The war is won.
And that's why Paul said that the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh tempered his balance. Mm-hmm. He balanced all that out, man. All that is balanced. You can't say that you better than it. No, he balanced all that out.
You know, perfect balance, man. You know, that's what we learning, man. Too, man. Balance, man. The balance of the Most High. What measurement of whatever needs to go in whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, now ye are the body of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, and members in particular. And Yahweh has set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, and then gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversity of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet to prophesy. It's like it. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way.
That's all those different offices, all those different functions, all those different operations, all those different administrations, and all for one purpose. That's it. All right,
get the job.
And so we need to hone and do whatever it is that was given to us to profit with all of us, to win, get the victory.
As you say at home, you keep saying that word home, and the first time you said it, I'm like, man, let me look it up. And I kind of just left it to my edification. But you said it again, so I feel like now, you know, now this I just went to typed it in, home definition, regular dictionary on Google. It says to hone. Number one definition, it says to sharpen a blade. Iron sharpen this iron, you know, and through what? Through this work and through reading, exhortation, and doctrine is how we grow. It's how we hone. It's how we sharpen. Yeah. Right? It says definition 2. Refine or perfect over a period of time. Right? So you keeping at it, man. You keeping at it. It says same definition. It's definition B within the second definition. Give greater strength or firmness to the body or a part of the body.
It's part of the body.
That's it. That's it.
That you're giving all your power, all your might, all your strength, all the ability that was given to you. Do it to further the edification of the body, to further the promoting of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, to promoting the kingdom of heaven with all of whatever was given to us, and we on the same team. And man, that's what it's all about, man. It's a beautiful thing, man.
That's it. That's it. The third definition, it says another way of saying home in on something. And that reminded me of just keeping your eye single. That's it, you know?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you hone in on something, we're honing in on the kingdom of heaven, man. We honing in on the righteousness of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Because that's how you live forever in righteousness, man. Rule. All right? You know, we're know-it-alls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, straight up know-it-alls.
Yeah.
That's what we about to be. All right? Because then, when we're perfected, each and every talent we got on full max, full blast, 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you used to get a football team on the game, and you say, well, this guy, he real good, and he can run fast, and his on 80%.
Maxed everybody up.
Right.
Whole team. Lineman fast as hell.
Right.
Nigga down the field. Lineman like a lineman.
Lineman could be the quarterback.
Lineman could be the quarterback. Lineman could be the nickel.
Everybody 99. The whole team
maxed out.
Yes. We're gonna beat them.
Nobody. Hey, that's why I says, this is the last translation from one people to another. Because we about to, every single one of us, man, is going to be on 100% in every talent.
Damn.
Every gift is going to be 100%, man. He's making us into baby creators.
Exactly.
All right? Those immortals, those gods, man.
Putting us fully in his image.
Yeah, if I may, real quick, were you done with that?
Yeah, I was done with the 12th chapter,
I don't know if anybody got something, but I want to hit this since I'm saying it, into immortals. All right, we're being perfected to be the immortals we were made to be. All right, 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people." See that peculiar? We're strange.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To everybody else, because we're made different. All right? We're made different. When you go into peculiar, that's it goes
ordinary.
Matter of fact,
I look up
the word peculiar. It goes into, we exclusively belong to the Most High God. We have totally different ways, all right, than all other nations. All right? Always go into it and how all these nations, they have ways diverse one from another, but what they have in common, these heathen nations, is that their ways all is darkness. While they're all different types of darkness, we're the only one that was given the ways of light. That's why we are peculiar people. We're strange. We're the light. Everybody else is while they have different ways. Once again, it's still all darkness. So that's what the other nations have in common, that they're called the dead because they're not given the ways of the living.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where you live life eternal. You got that peculiar?
Yeah, it didn't give me nothing on the blue letter, so I went on the online etymology dictionary. It says belonging exclusively to one person.
So we belong exclusively to the Most High God. We're his special chosen children. You go into exclusive, all right, that's omitting any others from a part or share. They're omitted, all right? Going back to that peculiar admittance, all right? Matter of fact,
it says special, particular.
Right? See, just like they call retarded people special because they're not like regular people. They're different, and they use a PC term and say, "Oh, they're special," because they're different from others. Right? Go ahead.
Particular of one owns property,
or
private
even,
property.
It's like just they use it in the. I'm on
in
my mind. But to use it in the sports world, like for example, out of all these runners, they say Usain Bolt is special.
Yeah, he was different. You know what I'm saying?
You got running backs,
Yeah.
Barry Sanders, Walter Payton. Yeah, these men were
Special because they had talents that was far and above
Yeah.
the rest of those who
Yeah.
still made it to these professional careers, and professions.
And that's what they say in boxing. It's like you have good fighters and then you have great fighters, right? Like last weekend you had Tank versus Barrios. Barrios is a good fighter, but Tank is a great fighter, right? He's different. He has that's something that you can't teach.
Yeah.
That dog
That's-
in him. So
yeah.
that separates him,
Yeah.
which is making him special, right? Because
Yeah.
he's separate from the rest of his peers or from the rest of that group.
Yep.
That's what puts something. So that's us. All right, we're special. We have something that's in us that can't be obtained.
That's right.
So we're special. We're peculiar.
Yeah.
Peculiar.
What's that saying in the world? It says, hard work beats talent when talent ain't working hard. So it goes back to like what you said. Yeah, you can have that in you. You can have that dog in you, but you need to apply yourself.
Yeah, you gotta add to it.
I got one real quick.
If I could just get a couple more on this definition, it says unusual, uncommon, odd, distinguished, special, select. All right, select. Yeah, that's a heavy definition. And it also says property in cattle. All right, but that's it on that.
This is James, and that it links with the definition you just read. James 1:18. Of his own will begot he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Right? So it says we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. That word first fruits, it says, I'm going to get straight to the point. In the blue letter, it says, persons superior in excellence to others of the same class. So that's what it is, man. All right, it says, persons superior in excellence to others of the same class. So that's what happens, man. Hey, we are special, but it's what? It's through this word that we've been given, man. All right, because even in that Peter's, it talks about, it pretty much separates our people, man. It talks about those who pretty much rejected Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and then it talks about those that receive and believe Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, how those are a peculiar people, a chosen generation.
See, now that one going into the elect because of the same class. We're all the Israelites, those who stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you have the aristocrats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have, because in every nation you have the, higher ups, the creme de la creme, the elites, the princes, the presidents, the prime ministers of every particular nation. All right. That's why it says, how we're going to take in that Psalms 149, I believe it is how we're going to get take the creme de la creme of the nation straight into slavery. You know what I'm saying? So the Israelites have a creme de la creme as well, and they're known as the elect. They're of the same class, but they're even more special than the special people.
Yeah.
All right, the peculiar people. You still have some more?
No, I had the word aristocrat.
Okay, aristocrat. Yeah.
It's just a compound word. Aristo means best of its kind, and then crazy is rule power. So the aristocrats is the best of the Israelites that's going to rule with Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And we're hoping to be of that number.
Well, those are the ones that's doing it now while in sinful flesh. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting the flesh, all right, to practice and promote life, righteousness, right? So going back to this 1 Peter 2:9, it says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, exclusive, right? That ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. All right, and so it says that ye should show forth. That word should show forth is from the Greek 1804, which is ex angelo, which also is a compound word, but I'll get what ex angelo is first. It says to tell out forth, declare abroad, divulge, publish,
to make known by praising or proclaiming, to celebrate. All right, we're observing, we're celebrating, we're proclaiming Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and his righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and it goes into that origin, G1537, which is ek, is out of or from, and then angelos is where you get the word messenger. All right, angel, in one who is sent, a messenger from the Most High God.
Sent out.
Sent out. So when you're sent out to do a job, and you're given your function, you're given your gift, you're given your talents, your service to do. All right, as an angel, and it goes into, it says, especially an angel, by implication, a pastor. All right, and so you have your particular gift, your lot, and not of a talent of this world to promote yourself and men in the world. No, to promote Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai in his righteousness in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, and these are things that we're declaring, we're divulging. All right, because we're sent, angelos, angel. All right, and so it says, I'll start at the top, 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises. Who is sent? Who is active in that? Who is of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's righteousness? That's the elect, man. And guess what? The elect is going to be hated from from this world. All right, and those that's of this world. All right, and vice versa. We hate the world as well. Okay, it says this present evil world. It says that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness, which is this present evil world. All right, and the things that's of this world, and even the talents, and using your particular talents for something of darkness and of this world. Nah, we not conform to this world anymore, but we're transformed by the renewing of our mind. All right, unto his marvelous light. All right, and that's what it's all about. And showing, we should show forth the praises, man. All right. So, okay, so then that's it, man. Hey, we got to find out our talent, man, and put forth our effort and be active in the fight, active in winning, active in the victory. All right, because the victory is already won. Now we have to put on, therefore, as the elect, and not hide whatever talent. It says, hey, man, you can never go far enough. All right, as much as you can, 10 times more. All right,
exalt him as much as we can.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And so we must figure out our talents through the Spirit, and then continue to hone. And the brother got the definition of that, and that's what it's all about, man. To give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. And that's what it's all about. So hopefully that was edifying, and with that we'll officially, all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, great millstone, salutations to all you Akim. Lord willing, once again, this was edifying. And with that, shalom and a Bible ball.